back to another episode of Dobie and the Sniz. And there she is, just looking at you. She's looking at you right now. Look at her. She's looking at you.
Look at her. She's doing it right now.
So how's it going?
Tired. How are you?
I'm alright.
We got our conkies. We're ready to roll.
Yeah, we didn't have any at the start, and we were like, we gotta get some.
Oh, yeah. Just go for a little drive to get some conky.
So
I had a lot of people ask me, who's Dobie and who's the Sniz?
you're the Sniz, because the Sniz is a pussy.
See, that's what they don't know. So I was going to tell you to explain. You came up. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just came up out of nowhere. You asked me what the podcast name was going to be, and I just said Dobie and the Sniz.
And that was it from the minute.
And we were like, that's it?
But I never heard that term for a vagina before.
Yeah, right in her fucking Sniz.
That's right. And Dobie's just a name?
Yeah. I just thought Dobie sounded funny. Dobie's actually the shark off Anchorman 2.
There's a shark on Anchorman 2?
Yeah. It's a pet shark, and they call it Dobie.
Oh my goodness. So that's where that originates, just so you guys know.
Out of my mind, in a second of thinking, Dobie and the Sniz.
Yeah. Red hot. Red hot stuff.
Red hot. So, I was going to ask, have you ever danced sexy?
Oh no. I could never.
You never grinded?
Just like...
Well, not get like that, but like grinded with somebody?
No. When I went to socials and I drank, I was fairly young. Don't do that. But I didn't even do it then because I was a little girl. And I don't do it now because I don't party.
Okay, I danced sexy once.
Okay.
And I felt like a king.
Really?
But then it just turned into a disaster.
Oh no, why? Sorry, I'm trying to adjust my seating.
So, I was on a stage.
Yeah.
I had a drink in my hand.
Yeah.
And I was just getting grinded on. And I was like, ooh. Like, I was just fucking drunk. Like, I was past the point of being fucking juiced.
Yeah.
And I was like, woo.
You're a woo girl?
Yeah, I was just, woo. And I don't know what fucking song was playing, but I was into it. So, I was getting it, but I guess I got a little turned on.
Yeah.
And I got a stiff one.
Yeah.
But I don't know if her ass finagled my zipple.
Zipple.
My
Your nipple.
My
her ass grazed his nipple.
My zipper
She's
open.
She's going hard.
My zipper open, or if I just took a piss and never did it up, but my underwear don't have a button.
Oh my god.
And my dick came out.
Oh my god, you could have got fucking sued.
No, I wouldn't have got sued, but I could have got made fun of for where I was.
No, but I mean, like, sexual assault, you pulling your dick out on her. And how would you even explain, like, no, I swear it was an accident. It's like, your dick's out. How was that an accident?
Was drunk.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and my dick came out.
That's
crazy. And then I noticed it, and I was like, oh.
At least it was hard. Yeah. Then people are gonna be like, it ain't small. Well, I'm assuming. I don't know, but
it's small.
I mean, it was, wow, it's hard. It's still small. No, I've never grinded on anyone. Never.
You never backed that ass up.
Only for like a joke in like when at not a club setting or drinking setting. It was just whatever. I've never done that. I don't know. When I was at socials and stuff, I was like 14, and I didn't go to socials as an older teenager. We cruised, and there was no grinding in the cruise.
I grinded at like a social or something.
Yeah, I never did that. I didn't really go out like that. If I drank, I was at home or I was at my friend's house, and it was just close friends. And I ain't grinding on no close friends.
So let me tell you guys, I never grinded after that.
No,
not after the dick accident.
Okay, that's actually it's funny because I didn't know you were gonna talk about that, but it works perfectly with two things I wanted to talk about, and they're both so funny. Well, you're gonna spit it out because it's so funny. Okay, so you know how girls, not even when they're drinking, but most likely when they're drinking, they pee, they go together. Mm-hmm. There's multiple girls piling in the bathroom to go piss together. So I had a house party in my garage, and I had to pee, and this girl was there who I worked with, and she's like, oh, I'll come with you. I was like, okay. So I pee first, whatever, and we're like talking, blah, blah, and like she's sitting like on the tub, like beside me, and then it's her turn. But instead of pissing, she starts taking a shit. She shit, and I was stuck in there. There was no warning, and it was so bad. Like, hey, everyone knows that after you drink or when you're drinking, you shit. It smells the worst shit you've ever had, because it just ferments in your body. It's terrible. And I was almost gagging, but I didn't want to be rude and be like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But she started shitting, and you know what? She wiped once, didn't look at it, and pulled up her pants and went.
What a gangster. She
had confidence with that ass was clean, or she didn't care. And I was just like, I thought about that when I was driving, and I just started laughing. I was like, that was fucked up. She just let out a big shit with no warning and didn't even tell me.
Don't do that. Don't invite people into the bathroom if you're going to take a shit.
Gonna take a shit. Especially we're not even, like, friends. That was so weird. Like, that's a closeness I was not ready to surpass at that moment. You know?
Well, at least you didn't. I guess that's not as bad as somebody roping you into a three-way. Like, can you imagine if she's like, hey, you want to go to the bathroom with me? And a guy comes in and she starts sucking his D.
Oh, well, I mean, that's more like, whoa, and I could leave, but like...
No, and then she's like, no, you stay.
You stay. No, actually, someone tried getting me into a three-way, but I didn't know it until after, and I found out they were actually into it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was at a social, actually, a grad social, and there was this older guy who I always thought was cute. I always thought he was a little cutie. But he had a girlfriend that he's been with forever, like since high school, and he's older than me, so it's been like 10 years or so. And then he kept asking me to dance, which I thought was odd because his girlfriend was right there. And I was like, oh, she like she didn't care, but I wasn't like dancing provocatively or anything. I was like being a gentleman, I guess. And then he was, like, dipping me, and, like, then there was drink on the floor, and I slid, and he caught me. Like, it was, like, romantic. And I'm like, his girlfriend is, like, right there. What is going on? And I later found out. And then when I went to the bar and I saw him again later, he was buying me drinks and stuff. And, his girlfriend was there. And then later I found out they're into three ways and everything. And I was like, well, that was a close one.
I need to know. Why were you going to say threesomes and changed it to three ways?
I don't know. I noticed that too, and I just changed it.
Like threesomes was the wrong word. You're like, oh, fuck.
Wait.
No, they wanted me in the dirtier three-way.
Which one would you say is dirtier, like, term? I think threesome. You think threesome?
I think threesome.
Three-way. Yeah.
I've heard three ways in different contexts. I haven't heard, like
a three-way call?
Like, I think a lot, like, old women would say, like, oh, look at us, we're a threesome, you know? Like,
yeah, and, like, and a three-way call sounds, I don't know, there's other terms for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, and you ready for my other story?
Yeah.
I laughed so hard that I cried when my friend told me this. So I got permission to tell this story. No names, obviously, but... So I asked her, we were just hanging out, and I asked her, so what's the smallest dick you've ever seen? No shade to anyone with a small one, because, hey, if you know how to use it, you're golden. That's the truth. If you know how to use it, it doesn't really matter.
Unless this girl's got a big vag.
Yeah, because some people do.
Yeah,
but anyway, so I asked her, what's the smallest one you've ever seen? Because personally, I've never encountered a small one. I've been lucky, I guess, with my choice of bros. Bros?
My choice of bros.
No.
Hey, bro.
Hey, bro.
Nice dick.
See that dick? Okay, so and I asked her, and she's like, oh, so small. And I was like how small? And she's like micro. Turn my micro.
Is that hard?
Yeah. And I was like, so, like, what happened? Like, did you do it? And she's like, actually, it's really funny because we were just really drunk and he wanted to do anal. So she's like, I laid on my side and he was just going at it. But I never told him is that his dick was too small and he was just fucking my butt cheeks the whole time. And she's like, there was no penetration at all. And I was like, wait, what?
In between the cheeks.
He was just between the cheeks the whole time. And he thought, man, I'm the fucking man. I'm doing anal for the first time. I'm going to tell all my friends. I fucked this girl in the ass. Nah, it was just straight butt cheeks.
I guess it's still anal.
I mean, it's by the ass, but it's not quite.
Fuck, she said it's got some thick cheeks.
I know. I was like, hey, at least that means you got a thick ass. And she's like, or what'd she say? I can't remember what she told me after that.
Fuck, she's got some deadly ass cheeks.
I was like, at least that good for you on that ass. and I searched it just a little while ago. Is that the smallest dick ever was 1.4 inches, so 4 centimeters. Hard.
Yeah, it's a small one.
Yeah, and that's in the world, so that they know of, I guess.
They got my numbers. I don't know how, but they got it.
After that social, they got them.
The government. We got all our dick sizes in a big vault in Washington, D.C.
Oh my god. Fucking the butt cheeks. I cried. I was like, oh my god.
At the end of Indiana Jones, you see a guy like rolling like a cart into this big facility, and he goes stashes like this artifact in like this big warehouse.
Yeah.
I just imagine that, but just like
it's
dick sizes.
That's a skit.
There you go.
There we go. We got another.
We got all our dick sizes, and the doctors are talking shit.
The doctors are always talking shit, so I can't read your files. I hate it.
Okay, so I got a funny one. So our mom plays video games, and her favorite video game is the Assassin's Creed franchise.
Mm-hmm. She has a tattoo for it.
So I was at her house, and I was just hanging out, and she started playing her game. And then I was sitting there, and I'm watching. She's killing all these. They're called Athenians, but we just call them bad guys. Like our little baby bro, he calls them bad guys.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I'm looking, and I guess a dog was all fucked up, like video game wise, and he was just staring at a wall. He was just staring at a wall.
Yeah.
And then I was like, why the fuck is that dog staring at the wall, Mom? And then she didn't look at me. She just keeps staring at the TV with the controller in her hand, and she's like, maybe he'd be bad boy.
What the fuck?
I just think all these warriors, go to the corner.
Give me a bad boy. Time out.
And I laughed so hard.
Like,
well, maybe. And then I was like, maybe.
In the Middle Ages or whatever, you're just like, hey, maybe it's in punishment. You never know.
Maybe he'd
be bad boy. Oh my goodness.
I laughed pretty hard. But I this is a weird segue, but I want to ask, what do you think Batman's nips? Hot or not?
What do you mean, like on the suit?
Yeah.
Like, should they be there or should they not be there?
Well, everybody knows they shouldn't be there.
But
were they like, oh, do you think his nips fit into the spot?
I mean, it's a flaw if they don't. Because it's supposed to be like skin tight, mobile. So you think they would have like made a mold of his body when they made it, right?
Which
like,
that makes sense actually. If they made a mold of his body, that it would have nips. Are there.
Yeah, that's what I think, anyways. So I'd say yes to the nips. How do you feel about Robert Pattinson being Batman?
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Everyone was like, I have to wait and see a picture. And now they're all like, yeah. And I'm like, I believed in him from the start because I watched Lighthouse. Because everyone's like, oh, he's a shit actor. He's so ugly, blah, blah. Which is just mean. And then I was like, well, okay, what did you watch? Like, Twilight. I was like, don't fucking watch Twilight. It's trash. Everyone in that movie's trash.
Yeah, don't they know that? Like, that's a thing that I get with people with movies. They're like, oh, this director sucks or this actor sucks. And it's like, sometimes you gotta work with shit.
They were told to play that person and be that way. It was instructed. So is that really them? Like, that's not really, I don't think it shows the quality. It was just a bad choice for them to have been in the movie. But if you watch Lighthouse, holy fuck, Robert Pattinson's fucking good.
Like, this is how the movie industry works, and not a lot of people notice this. A shit screenwriter can make a shit movie. A shit director can make a shit movie. Mm-hmm. A shit cast can make a shit movie. Yeah. And if one of those are off, it's a shit movie.
Yeah, it's all bad. They don't understand. They just think, well, he sucked. It's like, well, he played who he was supposed to play, so not really. I mean, and the makeup, like, that's not his choice that he was fucking sparkling and pale and shit. That was makeup.
It paid the bills!
It paid the fucking bills. And you know what? That movie was so big that he made so much money, you're just laughing.
He's laughing. He's laughing all the way to the fucking bank.
And you guys can say it was trash, but you watched it.
I didn't.
No, but
I don't think I ever have.
You guys watched it.
I think I've seen bits of the first one because I've been to people's houses and it's been on.
Yeah.
But I never watched any of them.
My best friend at the time always loved all that stuff. She liked all that stuff that I didn't really like. So she wanted to always go watch them in theaters. So I'd go just to sit with her. And I remember when they said the name of the daughter, which is Renesmee, which was a mix of... Yeah. made, which is a mix of two names of like the parents or something, and then they're like, what's her name? It's like Renesmee, and everyone in the theater laughed. Like, the whole theater was just laughing. And I was like, I knew this was shit from the start. I told you, and you got me 4 movies deep, and I never wanted to watch any of them.
Renesmee.
Renesmee. Oh my goodness.
Her name is Esmeralda.
Esmeralda. Well, Esmeralda, that's our...
Yeah, but Esmemo.
What's that?
I don't know. It just sounds like a weird one. Like,
I thought you were mashing two things.
It's like Esmeralda and Mo.
Okay, this is something, too, I wanted to bring up. Is, do you notice, like, we grew up fairly poor, right? We can go ahead and say that.
Yeah. It's not taboo.
And people who've had money don't see it this way, but when people have certain things in their house, it's like, oh, so you have money. But they don't get it. Like, people who have paper towel, oh, you have money because you can afford paper towel. And they don't see it as that. They're like, no, I'm not rich. And they're like modest about it because they don't understand what it's like to not have money. It's like, that is a dream if you could have afforded paper towel. Never mind toilet paper.
I think our mom could have afforded paper towels. She just didn't buy them.
No, I don't think so. You know how many times Dad had to scrounge up change to go buy toilet paper if we ran out?
Yeah, but that's a different thing.
We had to charge at the store to have that kind of stuff too.
Oh, you're bringing it all down.
I'm serious. No, but people don't understand, like, or if their parents bought them their first car.
That was big. And
like,
it was always
I'm like,
a nice
so
car.
You rich. Yeah. And then they pay the insurance on it. It's like, holy fuck.
It's like when I first got a phone, my mom didn't pay my phone bill.
Yeah, you got your first phone when you were what, 18?
17?
16. And you paid it? Yeah. I got mine when I was 12. But I didn't pay for it until I was 18. That may sound like you would have money if that was the case, but the real story was that Mom wanted a new phone and didn't want to buy out the contract.
It's so weird when you think about how we have been around for, like, the total era of smartphones.
I remember the first iPod.
Yeah.
It was, like, a thickie, and the back was kind of rounded in silver.
It's so weird to think about that we've been around for the entire run, and we saw, like, the flip phones, how those were around first.
The Nokias or whatever. Mom had that.
We weren't around for, like, the big fucking cell phones, but we were around for, like, the smaller generation.
Well, when people actually started to carry around cell phones.
Yeah.
Like, that was big. And then it happened, they blew up real fast.
And there was always this sick-ass guy on our street who always had the newest phone. Yeah. And he always just... It didn't matter when it came out, he would get it. It's like he would just trash his new phone and just get the newest one. Like, what a baller.
I know.
Made $100 million.
It was cool. I remember, do you remember those little iPods you could buy? And if they said the name of the song you were listening to, it was like, whoa. That's crazy. If it had this little tiny screen and all it showed was the battery life and the name of the song, that was crazy.
And you know what song it was?
What?
Around the world, around the world.
Oh, I hurt my back.
Holy.
my back's been hurting.
Throwing it out recently.
Throwing that ass back. Did you see
what
that video?
I thought? We always had a friend.
Just one through our whole life.
Who, I think everybody has this friend, who just refers to sexual acts in the worst way. Like, this one friend, he would always talk about mashing pussy.
Oh, yeah.
And he always talked about fat pussy, like it was a myth and it was the best thing in the world.
That sounds like a virgin to me. To be honest.
He was always like, oh, I'm going to mash that. But, like, no, I wouldn't want to see a mashed pussy.
No, that's mashed potatoes.
Like you're pounding this thing to grossness.
The one growing up who's always talking about sex and girls the most is the virgin. Because he's trying too hard. It ain't happening.
He's always talking about mashing mean puss, and it's like, ew.
It's sad.
Yucky.
What are you gonna do?
And he was always just like, oh, fat pussy.
Yeah, he always did that. Like, he'd show you what he was gonna do. It's like, I'm not asking. And I know who we're talking about, because I grew up around the same person. And, like, even if I was around, there was no holding back. And I was like...
No, he was always talking about the fat pussy.
Do you remember... Okay, there was a time he... Like, all of your guys' friends pretty much... I wouldn't say they lived in our house, but they never left when they were over. Which was totally fine. Like, it was fun always having friends over and stuff. It was great. But I guess he didn't go to school, or maybe he was off school early. And he was in our kitchen for some reason. I was walking home, and he thought I was you. And he decided to put his dick and balls between his legs and bend over with his ass facing the door. And I walked in to seeing that. And then he realized it was me, and he never ran so fucking fast. He thought it was gonna be you. And it's like, I don't know how you look down the street and mistook you for me, or me for you, or whatever. But that's what I walked. What is that called? The goat?
Yeah.
And that's what I walked into. And I was just like, okay. Like, looking right in the corner.
Can you imagine his embarrassment when he found out it was you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. He took off running, and I don't know if I saw him the rest of the day.
But the commitment to not just go for a moon, but to tuck his shit back to get me that bad. So I'd be like, oh, but no.
When you walk in after...
you.
I know! And it was like, I don't... Man, that was rough. That was rough for old Sid.
Okay, and I also thought something was weird.
What?
How I won't say asshole when I'm referring to it.
What do you say?
Butthole.
Butthole? Butthole? Like, in what context? Like, when do you...
Like, I'll say,
butthole?
ow, my ass.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, butthole.
Yeah, I don't say asshole. It sounds... Ugh.
Like, I'll call somebody an asshole, but when I'm referring to the actual thing, I call it like a butthole.
Yeah, I say but. Actually, right now, my contact on my boyfriend's phone for me is poopy bumhole. Bumhole, because he thought it was so funny, and he laughs every time it pops up on his phone. Because I got a new phone with a new number, so he added it, and that's what he made me. He's like, I'll change it eventually, but for now it's just funny. And I'm just like, okay. And then it's funny because one of my best friends throughout like school and even now used to call me poopy butt, and I'm like, okay, so this is a reoccurring nickname, like versions of it. Is there truth?
Yeah.
Are you telling me something? No,
Did you have a poopy butt at one point?
No, I swear I didn't. I was wiped.
Did you wipe and not look at it and just leave?
When you said you were gonna pee? No, you wiped.
Who does that?
I don't know. I was tricked. Like, you know if you have to shit or not. So you pulled a quick one on me, and you made me stay
not
for
only
the whole
that,
thing.
The girl, when she sits down on the toilet, it could go either way. You don't know.
No, but she knows.
Yeah, she knows, but you don't.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden...
Yeah, and we're like face to face. Because I think I was sitting, like, there was like a heater on the wall across, so like we were like switched out. And it's like, and I didn't want to leave and be like, man, your shit stinks. Like, it'd be rude. But it's rude enough that she just took a big dump in front of my face.
I love that this came back out.
At my house.
That's fucked up.
I know. I know. I know. Like, what if you... I don't even know in what context that would happen to you, but can you just imagine hanging out with a bro? And he's like... Or, like...
I was an asshole growing up.
Say you're at a party or something, and you guys... He's like, hey, I have to piss. Like, you're like, oh, me too. And you're like, okay, let's go to the bush. But then you just start taking a shit. Okay,
but I was an asshole, because when my friends were taking a shit at my house, I would go unlock the door, push it open, and walk away.
Did you actually? I never had to see
but
that.
It was funny because the door was far enough away from the toilet where they couldn't reach it.
They'd be like,
and then they had to do like a weird get up and
a get up?
Like they had to get up off the toilet, but they got their pants down and they're just... Well, I never saw it, but I imagine that's what they did.
I mean, yeah. That's just friendship.
But it was just walk and push. And then you'd always hear him, fuck you!
What we would do to our friend is if we were hanging out, driving around, maybe drinking, not encouraging that at all, but, and he'd go to the back of the vehicle to pee so that no one can see or whatever, and then you'd start putting in reverse, pushing him back, and he's trying to piss, because this friend, I know for a fact, if he's peeing, he can't stop.
He can't hold it.
Like, if he's already started, he can't stop it. Like, once it's going, it's going. So when you're backing up and pushing him forward, he's, like, pissing and just going all wild. And it's so... And then you drive away.
Like, you gotta... He's got no piss muscles.
I know, that's what I said. I was like, you know, Kegels aren't just for girls. You gotta work on that muscle if you can't stop.
Is he a only child?
Lonely? No. Lonely child, maybe. No, he's not an only child.
Because I was thinking, this is somebody who never has to wait for the bathroom.
I don't think I have any friends that are only child.
No?
I don't think so.
Country kids just... Their
they
parents
just keep going and going and going.
No, but like, I feel like that would be somebody who never has to wait for the bathroom. they would never have to hold it, so they can always just go to the bathroom.
No, like he can hold it before he has to go, but then if he starts, there's no stopping the stream.
Yeah, but that's how you build up the muscles. To hold back that piss.
I don't know. It's I don't know how common that is, but I could pee stop whenever I want throughout. It doesn't change anything.
Well, I can do that, but it burns.
It burns.
Yeah, because remember, ours doesn't start here. Ours is like a tube. Mm-hmm. And you got to cut off the tube. So you got to cut off like at the dick. So it's like you're really fighting it back. Dick. Yeah.
So it burns the dick.
Yeah.
Interesting. I don't know. I never thought about it before, I guess. Yeah, because I guess girls, it's like bladder, pee hole right there. Right there.
Holy, not that close.
Right there.
The bladder's just pushed up against your fucking schniz.
Not me. Everyone's pushed up against me.
Bladder.
I think it's so funny that I'm wearing this. Because I have, like I said, he went to this college. Budgie did. And it's funny. And so did my friends. And so did my boyfriend. So I have 2 shirts and this sweater. And neither are mine. None of them are mine. And I never went to college. But
your mom goes to college.
My mom went to university. Okay?
Yeah, but that's Napoleon Dynamite. Get it right.
I know. I was just making a joke.
Sucked.
Did you ever watch... Did you ever watch the end of Napoleon Dynamite? Like the very, very end. Yeah. Because I didn't know that was a thing. I was folding laundry and I was like, whatever, I'll just let the credits roll.
But I only watched it recently.
Yeah, like you never knew through your whole life that it existed.
Can we talk about how much of a banger the song at the end of Napoleon Dynamite is?
Sing it, I don't remember.
There's no lyrics. It's just a fiddle song. And it's just bumping.
I have to hear it again because I don't remember.
Oh, I'll play it for you after this. Anybody, go listen to that song. You'll be like...
Doing the jig? Is it a jigging song or is it just like chill?
It's a chiller fiddle song, but it's good.
Yeah, it's where... What's his name? What's his brother again?
Kip.
I was going to say Keith, but I knew that wasn't right. Kip gets married.
Yeah.
And then Napoleon shows up on a horse. I was like, what's going on? And Deb, sweet Deb.
Deb and her side pony. Oh, everybody should rock a side pony once in their life.
I think I did once when I went to school as Cyndi Lauper.
Did you?
Yeah, but my hair's way too thick. It just will go boop. My hair's too heavy. Anyways.
How's your stuff going today? Good?
What's my stuff?
I don't know. Just your stuff. How's your sniz? Yeasty?
No, definitely not. It's fine. It's
making
good.
Sourdough down there?
Nah. It's good. It's healthy. In good health, it's good.
Yeah, no you go to the gyno, eh?
Huh?
You go to the gyno, eh?
Well, I have to, yeah.
Yeah. I feel your poopies.
No. Just once. I should retell that story because I know I told it on the podcast. Like, our old podcast.
But you never told it on Dobie and the Sniz.
I know, and I will have to. That's a pretty good story.
It's a damn good story.
I know, and it's funny because I feel that with sheep, and I feel the little poopies in the bottom.
See what we're doing? We're tantalizing them.
Oh, you don't know what we're talking about.
We're like, come back for the next episode. We'll tell you about shit.
You'll find out about my weird gynecologist experience.
That sounds bad.
But it's true.
That sounds like you were fucked at the gynecologist.
No, I didn't say traumatizing.
Well, you said weird gynecologist.
It was weird.
It's like a weird dentist experience. It's like where you wake up and your zipper's undone.
No. It involves toothpicks. And that's all I'll say. And a vagina, which is my vagina.
They put a toothpick in your mouth after they went in your vagina with it?
I'm not telling you right now. Imagine they're like, taste it. Can you just
Don't be a pussy.
Just hold it real quick. I only got 2 hands.
What a weird one, eh? Don't be a pussy.
Yeah, I never understood that.
That was one thing I always said, like weird swears, like suck a dick.
Yeah.
Like what's up with that? Like suck a dick. Yeah. Who's dick? Like for that's only bad for like straight men. Like they don't want to suck dick. But if I looked at you and said suck a dick, girls suck dick. Okay. Gay guys suck dick.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are we really offending with suck a dick unless it's a stinky dick?
Yeah, you should specify. Like, even when people call someone, like, fuck, you're a cock. Like, because people do say that, oh, you cock. But, like, shouldn't you add some description on there to actually make it more offensive?
Okay, but we gotta wrap this one up, so thank you for coming to another episode of Dobie and the Sniz. We will see you next time. Ninnards, walk towards the camera.
I'm going.
And always remember to shave your eyebrows because they don't look good anyways.
Be Jeffree Star.